Michigan All-American Sierra Romero ranks among the top 10 in almost every major offensive category. She's the prohibitive favorite to win National Player of the Year and the leader of a Wolverine team expected to make its third trip to the College World Series in the past 4 seasons. Yet, as Mike Hall explains, Romero isn't playing for just Michigan. She's playing for an entire culture.
She sends it deep. Home run for Sierra Romero.
Before she was an All-American, before she was a champion, before she became the face of a program, Sierra Romero was just a girl chasing her dream of playing college softball and of representing Hispanics across the nation. Sierra Joy Romero was born on March 19, 1994 in Southern California. At the time, her father Michael played in an amateur baseball league.
I played a little bit in Tijuana, Mexico, and Sierra was involved in all that. She would go, to all the games that I would play at.
I remember the first game that I saw my dad play. He hit a home run that went onto the freeway, and I just looked at my mom and I was in complete awe, and I told her I wanted to hit home runs like that. I always loved going to his games, and he knew right away when I would fall asleep on his back watching baseball with him in the living room that he needed to put me in softball, and when he did, it was all set from there. I didn't want to stop. I started with T-ball, and that was at 4 years old, and then travel ball was about 10 years old.
We really identified that not only did she have a passion for the sport, but she was pretty good.
Her talent and her ethnicity made Romero a rarity on the diamond.
One thing about Sierra is she's always had pride in her heritage. She knows that Hispanics in general are underrepresented in this sport.
I just remember watching college softball a lot with my parents, and I just wanted to be that girl out there on the field. I made it my goal to make it there one day.
Making it to college meant leaving the comforts of Southern California.
When I was growing up, I had saw Michigan play one time, and I told my dad I wanted to play for them. And that was when I was little, so I didn't even remember that. And my dad reminded me of it when I got my first letter from Michigan. From that point on, I knew I had to at least take a visit. And I made sure that my visit was in the snow because I needed to make sure I could handle it.
When she came to campus, and she came in January on a really cold, bitter, snowy day, it didn't faze her. She understood what a special place this is.
I remember getting the phone call after she met with Hutch, and she said, "Mom, this is where I want to go." And I said, "Well, how do you know that? You haven't visited any other school." You just know. When you step on campus, that's where you want to call home for the next 4 years.
As a freshman, she came in and made an impact the minute she walked in the door.
Sierra Romero, she has been a truly special player over her 4 years here.
Sierra Romero is leading the Big Ten in just about every offensive category.
Nobody in the country with a higher batting average than Romero, .517.
And that one does escape the complex.
She's going to go down as arguably the best player, not just at the University of Michigan, but in NCAA history. She's been named Big Ten Player of the Year twice. She's been the batting champ of the Big Ten. She leads the NCAA in scoring. She has been just the leader in so many categories.
That'll get Romero in. Michigan goes up 2-0.
She's been 3-time All-American, and I have no doubt she'll be a 4-time All-American, our first ever.
The top line on Romero's impressive resume reflects her impact off the field.
After games, sometimes I'll run into a lot of Hispanic fans, and they always tell me how much they love my glove because I have the Mexican flag on it, telling me how proud they are that I'm representing them. It's really cool to be one of the few Mexican women in Division I and just representing for, Mexicans.
She's proud to be that role model. What Sierra's done is I think she's shown other up-and-coming Hispanic softball players or even some young girls that may look up to her that you can be different. You don't have to go to school within a 50-mile radius of your home. You can come to schools like Michigan, and get a great education and continue playing softball.
This year, Sierra became just the second person in her family to graduate from college. And on the last weekend of the regular season, Her entire family traveled from California to Ann Arbor to watch her final game at Alumni Field.
Come on, Sierra. Let's go, babe.
Here we go, C. I hope she hits a home run.
Romero drives that one to center. Sierra Romero, they call them run bombs in Ann Arbor. Cherish this, Wolverine fans. There aren't many of these moments left.
Sierra hit a home run on her senior weekend on her last game in conference play. It was awesome.
We're proud of you, but we got more work to do, right? Got to get to the World Series.
Our next senior is number 32, Sierra Romero from Marietta, California.
Sierra Romero used to dream of moments and days like this one. And as she leaves Michigan,
Thanks for giving me your daughter.
those dreams have been realized and surpassed by the reality of her legacy.